Yo, it's Zack with Bike Sports TV Cribs.
Meet innovation. Money.
What's up? Welcome to my van. Let's head inside for a tour. So this is Bike Sports HQ 2.0, 1.0 being our Ford 97 F250 7.3 liter hauling our vintage camper. The camper almost blew over, kind of grounded out on a guardrail in 2022 at the end of the season, and then it promptly caught on fire and burned itself down. See pictures here. And then the 7.3 liter, we got maybe another 10-ish thousand miles out of it running on vegetable oil. And then we cracked the block in Dollyville on the way to BWR, North Carolina in 2023. So we've been in the market for some kind of sprinter van camper scenario. Didn't really want anything that could blow over. Just driving to races, you have to leave at a certain day and you have to get there at a certain day, and it's not necessarily the easiest, least stressful driving conditions. It's either wind or mountains or both. So we were looking for about, since we lost the truck, for something rad that could get us all around the country for races with the dog. And this is what we landed on. This is a 2017 Sprinter Mercedes 3500. We got the 3.0 liter V6 turbo diesel. No, I will never go back to vegetable oil life. This also has DEF, so it runs pretty clean emissions. Not available for putting any sort of vegetable oil or anything in the motor without probably bigger consequences, which is great for me. I don't have to do vegetable oil bullshit anymore. So we're here in the cockpit. We got our nice, you got to find neutral here. Nice manual, except it's automatic shift lever. We got light bars. We got 4-wheel drive, which is actually 6 wheels, so it's 6-wheel drive. We got a screen. We got everything you need to drive across the country in either direction. Let's go check out the rest of the van. Sprinter 3500, it's the 170 wheelbase, so it's the long boy. This is the main living area. We've got a 12-volt fridge, induction cooktop. This thing's pretty sweet. Full sink. Woody and I are in here a lot of the time. We'll go a couple weeks at a time between races, so just kind of having a little bit more space, a lot of storage, and like a living space to stretch and kind of spread out. Here are some storage options. These are crazy nice, like just things can rattle around in there, but they won't fall off or fall down or open up. Induction cooktop, so we have some pots and pans that are induction specific. Drying rack, all the accoutrement
That you will need. Accoutrement? What is that shit?
for spending many days out on the road in the van. But plenty of room for all the snackages. Here is the main control panel. So everything runs through here from the power that is underneath the van. So this is the on-off for the 2000 watt inverter. When you want to turn everything on, here's the main amps, stove, hot water heater, outlets. Everything's hooked up, everything's super clean. Really nice. You're not like crawling around and sort of figuring out how to get to stuff to turn stuff on. It's all right here. We got our lights. We got 2 lights so that when I'm sleeping in or Whitney's sleeping in and one of us is making coffee, not waking each other up. These are exterior lights, which we'll get a rundown on when we do the outdoor experience. And these are kind of funny to me because it's like you have a remote for the Max Air fan. But in reality, it's like nothing's very far for the fan. So, but yeah, I guess if you're lounging about and you want to hit the fan Here's your old school TV remote for it. Main dinette area, tons of storage. This goes up and down if you are having other people around and you want to do another bed scenario, or if you want to lower it so the dog can get in the bed or whatever. We haven't exactly done enough trips to figure out where Harley's ideal position is. She likes to look out the window. So we kind of have to figure out something so she can actually see and not just sort of like sit over our laps and pant and drool on us all the time. Up top, it's like a funky queen king size, like 320 watts of solar up top, and we can head to the garage and check out the electrical and the water stuff and kind of get an exterior tour as well. One feature that came with this van that I think is kind of wild, but like that I wouldn't maybe opt for personally, but came with this van is the automatic step. It's like a dog when you get home, it just welcomes you like when you open the door. It's pretty sweet. Kind of funny, but like kind of freaking sick also. The front's pretty sick. We got this big old deer basher, like light bar. I'll turn that on for you in a second. Pretty psyched about that. But yeah, super clean on the outside. We got a whittle waddle, so you can go up top. There's just solar up there. Tip top up there.
What do you mean one mother to fall off the fucking thing?
And then here's the garage. We got a couple other light bars underneath just for when you're backing up at night. To add, we're gonna put some kind of slide in here so we can have bikes and stuff. Here is the hot water heater and water pump. It's an electrical hot water heater, so we have to be a little bit careful if we're gonna fill her up and run hot water. We'll probably turn it on before we get there just so it's not just kind of nuking the battery on solar. Or there's shore power that we can plug in and then heat up the water if we're parked somewhere that has shore power. Shower setup here. Eventually we'll have a full shower enclosure and stuff, and then this will kind of be the bathroom, shower, garage area. Just makes it super nice inside to not have like a bathroom shower area take up like a massive chunk of that open space in there. And then this panel is the water tank, and then the other side is the electrical. So it's a 200 amp hour lithium battery pack. Everything 12 volt is wired in there with outlets, and everything's fused off.
That didn't sound for shit, did it? Trying to give these guys.
And then in that cabinet as well is the 2000 watt inverter charger that powers all the 110 volt outlets and everything that just takes a little bit more juice than 12 volt. There's a smaller gray water setup that is kind of like 95% operational that we're kind of figuring out. And it's just for the sink anyway. So all the showering and stuff will kind of be out here in this enclosure. So tons of storage in here. We've got storage under the seats too. Just big bins. They're not like the most accessible, but we can definitely put stuff we don't need like every few minutes on there. Diesel heater, I didn't run through that. Super clutch, like having not electrical heat. It gets cold at night and there's no solar at that time. So super nice having that set up. These swivel seats are pretty cool. Definitely anyone that has swivel seats, you know how kind of tricky they are to like jack up and get in just the right position to like turn it, but you know, it's not a huge space, so it's super clutch. Both seats are on swivel seats. And there's just outlets everywhere. Like each 110 outlet has USBs. There's USBs on these reading lights. So like, you know, 12 volt power, super efficient. So super nice to have just, you know, tons of places to charge your Garmin head units and cameras and GoPros and bikes and everything like that. We just have these tracks everywhere too, so we can kind of, you know, clip standard stuff onto the tracks and just kind of make storage as we need it. We haven't packed it fully for a race trip yet, so eventually we'll get there and sort of figure out exactly what what storage that we need. We found the van on Facebook Marketplace, so for a while, we've been looking and shopping around, and like the used market's kind of hot. So we were kind of just lucky to connect with the guy that was selling this here in Colorado, and worked out a deal, and it worked out. Like we knew we had a budget, obviously, as everyone does, but this van, 2017, but it has, I think, about around 40,000 miles on it, so nowhere near the end of its lifespan for a V6 diesel. And we, in Colorado, need four-wheel drive, so all those kind of higher-end things jack up the price a lot of vans. But we're super happy with this setup so far, and yeah, just kind of fixing some of those little details and getting the shower and stuff ready, and then hitting the road.